Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Reads.
And just like the movies, we play out our last scene.
Hey everybody, this is Russell here, and we got Toxic Pop, we got
RK Stud.
Madman Mike. Jason Case.
Jay. Tony Beers.
and today we're going to be doing a review of Avengers 2, The Age of Ultron.
In the Avengers Age of Ultron, the Avengers finally recover Loki's staff from the evil Hydra. But the staff is not what it seems. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner use the gem in the staff to make Ultron, an artificial intelligence who turns on the Avengers. And with Ultron's partners Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, Ultron tries to destroy the world. It's up to the Avengers to put a stop to Ultron's evil schemes.
Who wants to start off here?
You got honors?
You
Okay.
got honors, Tony.
Go ahead.
I'll just say, I really liked the movie. I thought it was better than the first, in fact. Even though online I hear that a lot of people like the first one better, I thought it was excellent. I think when I was watching it, it just took me back to the movies I watched as a kid, and I like to say that I wasn't really smiling or laughing in the theater. My soul was kind of smiling because every moment, almost every moment in this movie, there was at least one moment where I was like, yes, oh, that's awesome, oh, I love that, that's great, and I love that, and that's pretty much what I have to say about it. I think it'll be my top movie of this year. I'm predicting.
Wow.
I don't know quite yet.
Gotta wait till Ant-Man comes out.
Gotta wait till
Star Wars, Terminator, Genesis,
Terminator, and
Jurassic World.
I just saw Jurassic World, and Jurassic World, I'm gonna say doesn't top it. So.
Wow.
What about Pixels? Come on!
Pixels, yeah. They did a lot more with this movie than they did with the first one.
Yeah.
Because they're doing more with the Hulk, and there was more storyline with Hulk.
That was good.
And Black Widow, which
Yeah.
is surprising. This movie was a hell of a lot better than the first movie. A lot more action. Like I said, though, I was reading reviews on how they used disposable villains, and they said Ultron was another disposable villain like Red Skull was in Captain America, which is a shame. I would have loved to see these characters come back, and it's just a waste just to see them kill them off for these movies.
I think that was a little harsh to say that. The way I see it is this: you had to have Ultron be destroyed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, to make way
But
for
in this
Thanos.
universe, he could come back.
Yeah.
And I agree with everything you guys have said so far. I loved the movie. I thought it was a great movie. I really, really loved the first one a lot, and I'm kind of neck and neck with both of them. I mean, the thing I liked about this movie more was the storyline. I thought the storyline was a lot better than the first one, as far as the way for the characters itself.
Oh yeah.
I think in the first one it was great, but it didn't really have a story centered around each character or anything like that. They focused it on the whole group on the first one. This was centered on the group, but more in the on each individual person.
More. I was thinking they focused a lot more on Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Because maybe a little. I think more in the first one they focused more on Black Widow, and this one more on Hawkeye.
I could say that.
I'm just trying to remember who was the main antagonist in the
I
first
think it
Loki.
was
Loki, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, Loki wasn't in this one at all.
They mentioned him.
They mentioned him, but I think the reason why he wasn't is because of money. It was the whole financial.
I don't know about that. I think a lot of it was
We should have
story.
waited
The
for-
story itself.
Yeah.
Loki didn't need to be in the story. I mean,
No.
it wasn't. It
I
really.
heard that he was supposed to be that, but they cut him out.
Yeah.
The movie was going to be like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Longer than that.
Yeah, I heard they were supposed to be like they had 4 hours extra, and this is I'm saying actually me and Russell, and this is extra.
Yeah.
Keyword extra.
Yeah.
So it would have been like a 7-hour movie, 6 to 7 hours.
And that's what you come into the last one, which is the Infinity War.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're
Two
calling
parts.
it. They had to put it in 2 parts because it's gonna be probably 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
So I bet you each one of them will probably be 3.5 hours long. I mean, because that's gonna be the end of this trilogy. That's what you want to call it. I consider it more than that. Saga. Like I said, I think this movie is neck and neck with the first one. But I do agree that I think the storyline was a lot better with this one.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the story a lot more. It seemed like, in times it would seem like there was a lot going on in a short period of time too.
Yeah.
And I could see it could be a little confusing for some people. Like my wife was kind of confused a little bit. She's like,
Yeah.
"What's this?" I'm like, but you know, other than that, I mean, I thought the movie was so far has been the best I've seen this year.
That and they're getting together, and they're getting along with each other a lot better in this movie
Yeah.
than they did in the first one, because it was just total and utter chaos.
And I think that's why the story is better, is because because the first one they had to come together as a team. This one, they're already a team, so they don't need to do that.
No.
So they got that out of the way, so they can move on with the story.
Yeah.
What do you think, RK?
Oh, definitely the story was just great. Of course, looking back on it after seeing it a couple of times, there were a few problems I had, but nothing really big. I thought the storyline with Hawkeye was very good. Set you up thinking that he was going to die.
He was going to be the one to die.
Yes.
Now the thing about Quicksilver, and yes, I'm going to spoil this, he does die, but I think they're going to bring him back, because you know Captain America's going to die, they're going to bring him back, so they could probably do the same thing with Quicksilver.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
I know Russell has a few things to say where he saw the movie not as good as the first one. I want him to explain his
You haven't said
his
much.
thoughts.
You haven't
He-
said anything.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt all of you folks.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Okay. First of all, unlike everyone else here, I thought this movie was a massive step down from the first one. Now, the first one, I went into theaters too, and I enjoyed it, but I was like, it was about what I expected. Over time, my opinion of it changed, and I thought it was actually very well done. Unfortunately, I did not come out of this one thinking the same thing. First of all, Ultron was built up in a way in the trailers that I kept thinking of Heath Ledger's Joker. Very philosophical. All people would say, hey, I want to hear what this guy says, at least he sounds interesting as a villain. Instead, we got a cross between Max Headroom and an angsty teen. And by the way, I'm a huge Max Headroom fan, but it did not work
He's
here.
got a point, baby.
And he actually mentioned something about the lit movement. I wish they would have done Ultron where his mouth was just fixed and he just talked and you'd see like a red flashing light.
Yeah.
That's how he should have been done, except for the whole mouth moving thing. I think they put too much in that CGI where they could have just done the flashing,
Yeah.
where he will look more intimidated.
Yeah.
Now, another thing I'd like to mention is that there was a little a video I watched online a while ago of Trey Parker and Mastone, don't worry folks, this is important, where they were talking about how they do their writing procedure for South Park, and they say they always go with but and therefore, as in there's a conflict, but then there's the conclusion to why that conflict happened, as in what is the result of that conflict. They say never go for and then. The minute Vision appeared in this movie, I said it was and then. It's like Vision kind of came out of nowhere, and I was always wondering why, after I looked at it, like, he's like a stereotype of a superhero. Then I figured it out. Congratulations, folks. We have now seen a DC character in a Marvel movie. It didn't work at all. He just came off like a stereotypical DC superhero in a Marvel movie, and at no point was I honestly convinced with him on screen. I'm just like, okay, this guy, I mean, I understand he's supposed to be awkward in the comic, but there's awkward like Data is in Star Trek The Next Generation, and then there's Vision, which is basically just being Superman in a Marvel movie. So that I wasn't too thrilled with, and by the time they introduced Vision, it was kind of heading into a storyline where I was getting very confused with what was even honestly happening on screen most of the time. Like, so wait, he's looking for this thing, and then they're what? I can't follow any of this, which kind of included the end battle. And actually something recently I was thinking about, and I told Jay about this, as awesome as it was to see the Hulkbuster armor on screen, he put that on before Hulk suddenly kind of went rogue in the movie. So it was essentially there for fan service. So basically they were setting it up for the sole sake of having them fight with no real reason for it beforehand. It was like as if he suddenly knew the Hulk was going to go rogue, or he just felt like putting on his armor so everyone would say, yeah, the Hulkbuster armor, okay! But other than that, it didn't really fit in with the story or anything. It was just there. And in regards to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, first of all, I have to say, I think that Elizabeth Olsen did a pretty good job as Scarlet Witch. Her accent, on the other hand, drove me crazy. I know people have said in the past about Kate Beckinsale in Van Helsing, I think it was Kate Beckinsale, they said about her that her accent was over the top. True, but that was kind of like doing sort of a reference to the old horror movies, and a lot of times the acting back then was over the top, so it kind of worked. In this instance, it did not work. It just sounded ridiculous. That took me more out of the movie. And by the way, since Jay mentioned about the death of Quicksilver, when it happened, I really didn't care that much because they barely built the character up. I was just like, oh, well, I didn't see that coming. Oh, well, they didn't build him up, so I don't know, I didn't care enough. And the whole point of it is that you're supposed to care, and I didn't. So, yeah, I mean, there are a few things I liked about the movie, don't get me wrong. I mean, I did enjoy, as pointless as the battle between Hulk and Iron Man was, I did enjoy that. I did enjoy the acting of most of them, they were on their game with that. It's just those other things that just kind of let it crash and burn to a mess. And by the way, there was one other thing I forgot to mention. When we mentioned about 4 hours being cut out of the movie, there was one scene I was told, Joss Whedon was told you cannot keep this in unless we keep in the scene in the barn. He wanted to keep in the scene with Thor going into that pool if they were going to keep in the scene with the barn. Well, in my opinion, since we saw Nick Fury knocked off in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and most of the members of the Avengers weren't even supposed to know that he was still alive, there was no point in keeping that scene anyway. On top of that, I still don't know what the hell was going on in that scene where Thor was wailing in the pool except to get women all hot and under the collar. But other than that, I'm totally lost as to what was even going on there.
Well, the Thor thing was a whole vision thing that he had. It was a whole. I know it's kind of playing in words of the vision as well, but it was a whole vision of him seeing the 4 stones, come to be. But I will say something about that barn scene that Russell brought up about the fact that yes, Nick Fury at the end of Captain America: The Winter Soldier was supposed to be killed off, and the only people who knew he was alive was Maria Hill and Captain America. And the thing is, how did they?
And everyone else was just like.
And the thing is, nobody knew, and he was at Hawkeye's, Hawkeye's farmhouse there. I mean, unless like he had, called Hawkeye and says, "Oh, I'm alive." But I mean, yeah, they really didn't explain it. And the only other 2 people that really knew he was alive was Fitz and Simmons from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that was it. And Coulson. But other than that, no one else.
Black Widow too, I believe.
Oh, Black Widow was in that scene as well with Maria. But the thing is, they should have at least showed some way that at least if Steve Rogers had spoke to the other Avengers and said yes, he's still alive, or something to connect it. But they really didn't. They really didn't point that out.
Well, I don't think it was mentioned, but I think in a way they had to know, because I think the only reason that scene with him dying was to think that Hydra thought he was gone, and then everybody else knew he wasn't. That was just maybe to throw Hydra off. I mean, I'm not
But
saying.
it sounds like it threw off S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, because remember,
Yeah.
even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they didn't know either.
Yeah, but I mean, Hydra infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. So I mean, I think it goes hand in hand. I think you have to put a little retrospect on that. Maybe I'm not saying what you're feeling is wrong. I'm saying it's.
Maybe it'll be a deleted scene or something.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like you said, the movie was already. I mean, the movie itself edited was what, almost 3 hours.
No, he said there was 4 hours. Actually,
No,
so
I
you're
meant
talking about
like-
6. You're talking about 6 hours.
Yeah,
Maybe could have been altogether.
How much?
It was 2.5 hours.
It's like 2.5 hours. That's long for a movie. I mean, I did around 3 hours in a movie. I'm like, oh man, is this gonna get over with?
Just like what Fury said at the end of Captain America, though, too. He says there's a lot of rats in it and go down with the ship. Basically, by him saying that to Rogers at the end of that Captain America, is saying that I'm secretly going to start attacking Hydra where they're at, so that way they don't know I'm still alive.
Yeah, which is where the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. come in,
Which is
and
where
they were
the
doing
Agents
all
of
the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
shit
because you're
outside.
Oh, but here's another problem. The thing is, you need to explain this in the movie because not everybody watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. either.
I agree with you.
Yeah, see,
I do agree with you
people
on
who
that.
have not watched the show are not going to know. They're going to see this barn scene and they're going to be like, okay, they're going to be like,
Yeah.
So that's why they needed to at least place something in the movie that connected the show, or at least
Yeah,
connected
I can-
another. Yeah, see,
I
that's
can
the
agree with you on
problem.
that.
That's the problem.
I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But I think, in fairness, they're assuming, oh, well, we have all our fans watch all our shows.
Yeah, you
And
can't-
that's a bad assumption, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we watch it, but not everybody in the world is
Yeah, I
gonna,
agree with you.
watch it.
I do agree with you on that.
Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.